Hey guys, Michael from Copper vs Glass, and in today's video we are checking out something completely new to me. Apple's AirTags launched in April of 2021, meaning that we are slowly approaching 2 years of this find-it-all product being out. So, better late than never, let's take a look. And of course, in true Apple style, we start with the unboxing. We have some warranty and product info, and of course, being on the cheaper side of Apple products, no Apple stickers. Getting into the main section, we have some nice Apple presentation, which I know is just a tag to track things, but it's cool that Apple still cares about this sort of stuff. Step 1 is to update to the latest version of iOS, then you have the AirTag, and then step 2 is to move the tag within 5 centimeters of your device, and then follow the on-screen instructions. Now the AirTag has a protective cover on it which you will need to remove before using the actual tag itself. And I will get onto the design side of things soon, but I wish the metallic finish of the tag was matte like the cover implies, but unfortunately it's not. And if you've ever used an iPod Touch from Apple in the past with that metallic back, you know exactly how this AirTag is going to look even after just a couple of uses. So once you've got everything all set up, we then get onto the pairing process, which again is super simple with automatic prompts coming up on your device. So remove the tab which will activate and actually turn on the AirTag, and I'll get into what it means for battery life and battery replacement soon, then you get a really nice animation. Then just click connect and choose what your AirTag will be tracking. Now there are a ton of options to choose from, you can also input your own, however for me I'm going to be using it to track and keep track of all of my camera gear, so that's the option I'm going to use. It will then bring up some very obvious information about not tracking people and using the AirTag for crime purposes, which I may follow up in a future video all about this because really it's not actually a bigger problem as some people may think. It will then connect, you're set and ready to go. You can then view the Find My app or exit the setup. Now you'd also get a very brief overview of what the AirTag can actually do. So you can have precision finding of course, playing a sound to help find what you've lost, and automatic notifications when you leave something behind. Now before we get into a really quick example of the tracking side of things, let's take a closer look of the design of the AirTag. So size wise it comes with a diameter of 39.9mm and a thickness of 8mm, so in general this thing is tiny for what it can do. It's also good that it's super light, only comes in at around 11 grams, so really no matter where the tag goes, it's not something you're going to notice. It's IP67 rated for water and dust resistance, so if you do have this on a bike or a backpack out and about, then you should be fine. Internally you have Bluetooth for proximity finding. You've also got the Apple U1 chip for ultra wideband finding, and of course NFC to allow for tap for lost function. This means that if you lose something with an AirTag attached to it, someone can just simply tap their phone if it has NFC built in to then get all the information to contact you straight away. Now the battery life on the AirTag is rated for around 1 year, after which time you will either need to get a new AirTag or you can just replace the battery. Now I thought that when it was first announced that there was going to be no way that Apple would allow full battery replacement and you would need to buy a new tag, but here we go. Simply rotate the backing and you can replace the CR 2023 coin cell battery. Then you have another year of use. So really it's a one-time purchase, which again is pretty good coming from a company like Apple, where yes, they may try and squeeze as much as they can out of people, get them to maybe buy extra adapters and extra things to their current products, but this one is just kind of a one and done solution. Now I'm sure that you've seen this a million times by now, but using the AirTag in person and getting the animation of looking for and finding the tag is actually kind of cool. When you're over 3 feet from the tag, it will show an arrow to where you're heading. As you get under 3 foot, your device will vibrate, and the closer you get and also the narrower the circle on the screen gets. Once found, you again get a cool animation to show that you've found your missing product. But what if your AirTag isn't somewhere easily viewable? What if it's down the side of a sofa or you've lost it behind a seat in your car for example? Well then the AirTag itself, although very tiny, does also have a built-in speaker. So you can play a nice high-pitched sound to allow you to get close to your item, and it sounds a little bit like this. So of course I had to put the AirTag to use, so how's the actual tracking side of things? Well for me I actually went to one of my local open air forests here in the UK, and it wasn't necessarily the best place to try this. And the reason for that is because it uses multiple other devices that allow access to basically help pinpoint your device. So if you are away from it and then someone walks past with an iOS device and it pings it, that will then help you locate your item. Now for me in this forest there wasn't a ton of people going past, so it was very limited with regards to what I could actually see. However, all you need to do is open the Find My app and click Find under your tag, and then you're ready to search. Now because like I mentioned there weren't really any other devices close by, I just had to walk a little and hope for the best at the very start. However, as I got closer the arrow came up to allow me to pinpoint the location, and then it was just a case of following that arrow. Then sure enough the phone vibrated and I was able to locate the camera that I had lost. Now, at the start of the video, I said that we were close to 2 years of the AirTag being out, so what does that mean moving forward for future versions of AirTag, maybe even the AirTag 2? Well, there hasn't really been any leaks or any information on what's next for Apple's AirTags, but there are some things that I would like to see in future generations moving forward. Now, first on that list would definitely be a lower price. Now, when the AirTag first launched, it was around $29 or £29 here in the UK, and it has since gone up to $35 and £35. Now, yes, there is inflation pretty much everywhere on pretty much everything at the moment, but to get that lower price back would be amazing, or even lower, maybe $25 around that sort of price point, just kind of really have that impulse buy, so when you're in the Apple Store, it's more of a pickup purchase, you don't really have to think about it too much. Now, the design is nice, but it does feel a little fragile. Now, it'd be cool to lose the super shiny back and maybe just have a matte finish all around. So the matte white plastic and also the matte metallic finish, I think in general it would feel maybe a little bit nicer. But the main thing that I would definitely change is of course device support. Now, something from the company Tile, for example, can be used across multiple OSs and devices, whereas the AirTag is iOS only with either an iPhone or an iPad running the latest version of iOS. Now, I'm not sure why I can't activate it using my Mac, for example. That's still in the ecosystem of the Find My application, but it doesn't let me do it. Like I mentioned, it has to be one of those iOS devices. Or even better, why can't this be used on Android? But in all honesty, I think why Apple products don't work very well on Android is a topic for another video. So is the Apple AirTag still worth it in 2023? Well, if you want to track something, then definitely yes. If you don't have an iOS device, then no. Pretty simple. If you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to leave it a thumbs up down below. If you've got any questions or comments, let me know in the comments section down there as well. If you're not already subscribed, now's a great time to do so. We have got a ton more content moving into 2023, so once you hit that subscribe button, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you're notified anytime I post a new video here on the channel. I'm Michael from Copper vs Glass, thanks very much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video.